I have read on the internet a statement once, and I don't know if this is true. It says out of 1,000 painting contractors, there may be only 50 or so that are worth their salt. It says the odds are good that you'll end up with one outside that 50 if you fail to ask the proper questions to do a little bit of research.
Right.
What's really going on there out in your estimation? I mean, you've been in the business 14 years. What's the difference between you and the average painter that's out there?
Well, often what happens is people who are painting are people who have lost their job somewhere else. And they figure, oh, I can paint. So they buy some brushes and throw that on their vehicle and then start painting and put their shingle out and start painting. And part of that is people who don't have the experience or the knowledge to really do it right, and when they encounter problems. A lot of it is just people who have no experience. And secondly, they're not going to be here next year if there's a problem with your paint job. Mm-hmm. They're not going to be there to answer the questions you need answered or take care of any problems you might have. So they're not fly-by-night. They're just weekend warrior kind of people who are doing it on the side or who are doing it between jobs. Mm-hmm. They're not really true painters. There's a lot of painters out there like that.
Yeah. If the guy's going to go out and find a good paint contractor,
right,
what would you be the recommendation of how to go find a good one?
Well, obviously, word of mouth is important to get information from people who you know and trust, who've had a good job done for them. You look at someone who has good referrals. Okay, I would start with go to the paint store. You go to the paint store, and they really know the good painters because they deal with the paint all the time. They know who's doing a good job. They are, especially the paint reps, they know their people pretty well, and that'd be a good place to start.
That's a good idea. That's a really good idea. Dan, one of the ways where people will find a good painter, at least they think, would be to go to the Better Business Bureau. What is your feeling on if that's a good way to figure out if the guy's a good painter or not?
Well, the Better Business Bureau is got some good things going for it, but it's got a lot of there's some gaps in the process. For instance, my name might never show up there because I don't have a complaint. I'm not a member of I haven't paid the dues to become a member.
Okay.
It's a member organization is the part of the problem with that.
All right.
It doesn't cover every painter out there.
It's not a consumer report.
It's not a consumer report.
It's just whether or not they have a bad blemish.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, it's basically, have you had any negative feedback? So you call Better Business Bureau and you ask, do you have any negative feedback on this painter? And they'll say no. That doesn't mean yes or no. I mean, it's very, I think it's very hit or miss. Not everybody who has a complaint would call the Better Business Bureau to lodge a complaint or to record a complaint. I mean, it's just not a real good. I don't think you can't judge. That's not the only way you should look at it. I'm saying that that's a should.